What's up, guys? Welcome to day two of the Spaanify 3-day coding workshop. Um, Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. And yeah, today we're basically just going to continue with where we left off. If you guys don't know me, my name's Copano. I'm the CEO of Qubit Engineering Solutions. I'm also the co-founder of Spaanify. And yeah, we're just going to be continuing the session we had yesterday. So just a reminder of what we built yesterday, guys. Well, not what we built yesterday, rather, but what we're trying to build. We're trying to build a calendar app where users can add to-do lists to the calendar app. So, for example, they press the plus button on the bottom right, and they could enter anything they want. Like I said, confirm, and um, the task will be added obviously to the app. This task is also stored on the cloud in the cloud on Firebase. So meaning that obviously you can lose your phone, lose your account, but you can still recover your tasks basically. Not really lose your account, but change phones rather. You still have access to your account and you can still see your to do list. Yeah, so guys, this is the final app. Cool. So let's try and achieve this basically. So far, this is all we have. On the previous session, we created a login screen. And yeah, this is what you guys should have. So today we're going to try and create a register screen. And we're going to try and create the home page as well as maybe the page for our user to add their to-do list. So yeah, let's get at it. So guys, please open up your IDEs. I'm using Android Studio. So yeah, open them up. For those using VS Code, that's okay. They're very similar, so you should still be able to follow up. Guys, also just remember to follow us on social media. Please like and subscribe. Um, and yeah, show some love in the comments. Yeah, we love to reach out and engage with you guys. Cool, let me get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a register page. So I'm just going to go here by lib. Remember day one, I did explain what lib was. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to new. And then I'm going to say dot file. And I'm going to call it register page. Or you can just call it register. Doesn't really matter. Go. Once I've created my page, I'm going to create obviously a new stateful widget. So I'm going to call this class register. What does it extend? It extends the stateful widget because you don't actually have to extend the stateful widget in this instance because we're just creating a register page. So you don't really need to extend a stateful widget. I just personally like always using stateful widgets, I guess. It's just a force of habit, but it's up to you in this regard. Okay, then I'm going to create a state. I'm going to call it register state. Register state. Register state extends state of type register, right? And I'm going to come here and I'm going to declare state basically. I'm going to call it register state. I'm going to create state, right? Okay. Register state, just like that. And close it. Don't forget to override. Cool. So now you're going to create a build. You're gonna create the build file. So just remember how we create a build file. We not a build file, sorry, but our build method. This build method is used. Um, this build method basically is used obviously to render our widgets. Okay. So we've created the base basically of our application. Great, it's looking good. So now what do we want? We want to create a register page, right? So there's a couple of things we're going to need. So firstly, I'm going to return a scaffold, right? Return a scaffold. The reason why I return a scaffold is because it has all the default widgets that I'm going to need, all the default styling. So it just makes my life easier. I don't have to recreate all the widgets again. Then you're going to say body, right? And now just ask yourself, what widget can I use that can have other little widgets inside it? And that is the column, right? So I'm just going to create a column quickly, just like this. And remember, our column takes a parameter of type children. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. So now we just have to think, what do we want? I want to create a register page, right? So maybe let's add a text field, right? That says create new account. Let's also just change the style and make it bigger. Style. Remember, our style takes a type of text style, right? Just like that. So let's change the size first and foremost. How big do you guys want it to be? Let's say, I don't know. Let's make it big. Let's make it 50.0. Let's also just change the color. No, I'm not inside there. Just change the color as well, guys. Color. Let's make it. I'm gonna make it black because by default I think it's gray. So I'm just gonna make it black like this. Okay, so I have an error here. The reason being is I need to pass a font to it. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, for size, guys, it's actually font size, not font weight. 50 points, just like that. Cool. So just give your text all these parameters. Give your text all these parameters like this. Let's run it and see how it looks. Oh, no. Okay, it won't run because I haven't linked to it, right? So just go to your login page and add a navigator. So you do this by saying navigator, right? A navigator basically is the way to change between pages. In Dart, it's called routes. So if you want to navigate between routes, like go to different pages, go back to different pages, you'll always use the navigator functionality, right? So you say navigator dot off. It takes a context, right? And then you have several options that come up. I'll just explain a couple of those too. So push replacement makes it in such a way as that if I navigate to a new route, it will clear my stack, meaning that my history is cleared, right? If I just use push, it will add this page to the stack, meaning that if I press back, I can go back to my previous page and my previous page, etc., etc. So the reason for this is, let's say you were building a banking application, right? And a user, for example, enters a payment. If he presses back, you don't want to take him back to the payment page. You want to take him back to the home screen, right? So in that instance, you'd use push replacement. If the user can go back and it's not case sensitive, you just use push. Push doesn't clear the stack. You also have pop. Pop makes it so you can go back. So pop is like it simulates the back button basically, and it goes to the what can I say? It goes back one page basically. Cool. So we're gonna say push replacement because we don't want our user to go back, I guess. And so look, our push replacement takes a type of route. Can you guys see that? So we have this widget called the material route that we have to push. It's called material page route. Material page route takes a builder, right? And inside this builder, it takes a context, just like that. Then we basically can go to our register page, just like that. So this will allow us to go to our register page. Let's run it and see. Let's run it and see. Sign up here. So yeah, this is my register page. Can you see that little text that I created here? It is create new account. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna add a couple of edit boxes maybe and a button. So our user can enter the email and password. So let's just go back to our register page. So the first thing you're gonna do is add a sized box, right? Maybe take it down just by 10. Thereafter, let's add a text field. So in Flutter, but I think I explained this in the previous lesson. We have what's called a text field and a text form field. For this instance, I'm just going to use a text field. I'll use a text form field later on. The reason I'm getting this error, guys, is because I didn't leave a comma here. Okay, so add a decoration. Make it an input decoration, just like that. So I'm trying to give my text field circular, a circular type field, if that makes sense. So to do that, remember we have to add border. Oh, okay, my PC is acting up. Just give it a moment to come back to reality. There we go. We back, guys, and I'm running an i5 and I'm struggling. Sometimes I struggle as well just to run Android Studio and Optimum. But anyway, so our border, we have to pass an outline border, an outline input border, right? And inside our outline input border, we can there's a parameter called border radius. And inside border radius, what you want to do is you want to look for border radius dot circle. It takes a double, so maybe say 40.0. So this basically changes the curvature of your edit boxes. So the higher it is, the more noticeable the curvature will be of your circular box. Okay, cool. Let's also just pass a controller. Guys, a controller is basically a way for you to, how can I explain this? For you to capture the input that's inside your text field, right? So in the event that I need to get what my user typed in, I always use a controller. So just come up here on your main page and declare text editing controller. Call it email controller, just like this. Instantiate it. Let's do another one for our password. Just call it pass controller. And another one for confirm. So once you've done one for confirm, do another one for isn't we want to make sure that our user has typed in the password the same twice. So just call this one repass controller. Okay, cool. So for here, let's pass the email controller that we just created, right? Also, guys, just go inside your email controller, come to the object, say text. So we just want to declare our initial value. I'm just gonna say email, right? Or you know what? No, that's fine. Let's not declare an initial value like this. Let's rather have a hint text. Our text form field has a parameter of type hint text that we can make use of. I think it might be by decoration. Let's see, yeah, it's here. Hint text. So yeah, here's where we can say email. So this is just the hint. Okay, cool. Copy this because we need 3 of them, right? Add a comma there, add a comma there. And just also remember to add some padding using the sized box. So we say height. Let's say 20. Let's give our page a space of 20. Here as well, just give it a space of 20. Okay, cool. Now run it. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, cool. So we have 3 text boxes. Let's say email, email, email. So let's just quickly pass the right controller here. So instead of email controller, here pass controller. Here you want to pass repass controller. Call it. Just change the hint here to re-enter password. Change it here as well to password. And let's just see how it looks. Cool. There. So let's move this a little down. Firstly, let's move it a little down. Also, it's touching. I don't like the fact that it's touching the edge of my screen, so I'm going to add some padding as well to it. So to do that, we have to go to column. Main axis alignment. So I'm moving it to the center, and cross axis alignment, moving it to the center as well, just like that. So now it should be towards the center. Another thing I want to do is padding, because like I said, my boxes are very cramped up to each other. So what we can do is, well, you have 2 ways. You can either have a container and then put your column in a container, or you can use padding, the padding widget. So I don't know, what should we use? I don't know, what should we use? Let's wrap it with padding, right? So guys, a quick tip, I guess, is you can double click your widget, press Alt, press Enter, then you'll have wrap with widget, wrap with center, wrap with container. Just go to wrap with padding, and now our column has been wrapped in padding, and it's automatically given a padding of 8. I'm just going to increase this value maybe to 15. Okay, cool. So it moved to the center. That's nice. There's a little bit of padding my widget got. What else do we want to add? Let's add a button here so user can log in. So I'm just going to scroll down here. And I'm going to add so we have 2 options for a button. We can use the material, what's called a material button. Material button. Right. Or we can use a raised button. So it's completely up to you what you want to use. Let me just try material button, see how it comes out. It does text a child, just say text. Okay, so there's the button. Personally, I'm not a fan of the material button. I prefer using the raised button. Just since we used the raised button the previous one, I just wanted to show you guys how the material button looks like as well. It's very similar, I guess. But yeah. Cool, so we have our button. Maybe let's drop this button down a little bit, right? So we can do that by using the size box again. And we'll say height of, let's drop it by 20 points, I guess. Refresh, and it goes down a little bit. So cool, I like this, simple. It is a little plain, but it will get the job done. It is very modern, simple but elegant. So yeah, we've successfully created a register page. So yeah. Oh, let me just show you guys something. If you want, I guess a circular button, in the event that you want a circular button, there are some things you can do to make your button circular. I'm not sure if you can use the shape, right? Let me just remind myself, but I can't remember exactly how the shape border works. Yeah, I can't necessarily remember too much how it works, but it's fine. But you can make it circular if you want. I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, I won't do it now. So guys, go to your onPressed, and okay, so basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create another page. This page is gonna be used for um, this page is basically gonna be used. This is gonna be our home page, and this is where we're gonna um, have all our logic. So go to new, go to dot file, type home. So guys, I think now you guys have seen how I initialize a new stateful widget, right? So I'm not necessarily going to type it in again. So just press Alt, insert. No, actually, sorry. Just type STFUL, press enter, and then say home. You're going to get a couple of errors, but that's because we're not importing our material library. Just import the material library just like that, and basically you've created a home page. Okay, so like I said, guys, we're trying to create a page where we have tabs where our user can swipe left, swipe right, very efficiently. So yeah, let's see. Okay, what are we gonna start with? Let me just think. Let's start. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce a new widget to you guys. It's called the default. Excuse me. It's called the default tab controller, right? So this widget basically just type default tab controller, right? This handles the logic of our tab page, so we can scroll around and it doesn't lose its state. So just to turn a default tab controller just like this, it makes your life so much simpler. With native Android development declaring tabbed, you have to go and use fragments and whatnot, and it becomes very complicated when you lose track of basically how they work. So a default tab controller works really well. So anyway, a default tab controller takes a couple of parameters. It takes a length. Length is how many tabs you want. So in our case, we're going to have 3 tabs, right? Bear in mind that if you don't have 3 tabs, your application will crash. So just keep that in mind if you guys do run into any errors. My child of my default tab controller is going to be a scaffold, right? Remember how we always try and use scaffold, as it has all the pretty nitty gritties for our widgets to use. Okay. Thereafter, our scaffold has a parameter of type appbar. Type appbar. So in our appbar, we want a few things. Firstly, we have to just check what our appbar returns. Preferred sized widget. Okay, so we can just say appbar. Right. So appbar is a very powerful thing. It has a lot of options that you guys can make use of. So I do suggest that you just go through all of them. But anyway, our appbar, what are we going to add in our appbar? Let's add a leading indicator, right? So this leading indicator is going to be it's the first thing that you see on your appbar. So in my case, I just want a little icon on the top left corner, right? So hence why I'm using the leading parameter. So I'm going to wrap it in a gesture detector, right? Reason being is I want that little icon to be clickable. Just fill it on. My gesture detector is going to take a child of type icon, icons dot, and I'm just gonna search for calendar today. These are default icons that you have access to right out of the gate. Okay, cool. What else do I want? Okay, no, I don't need the, do I? Let me just declare an untap, but I'm not gonna put anything in it for now. Okay, let's also just play around with the title of our app bar. Right, so it has a title parameter. So I'm not sure if it takes a string or a widget. It takes a widget. If it takes a widget, then I have to pass something like text. And I'm going to say calendar app. Yeah. So just go back to your register page as well, guys. So let's just navigate to this newly created thing so we can actually see how it looks. Context. Sorry. Push replacement. Material route. Material page route rather. It takes a builder. And I'm going to take it to my home page. I'm going to get an error because I haven't imported my class. So just hover here, press Alt Enter, and yeah. Let's refresh our page. So I'm just going to click register, and it takes me to the home page. So this is basically what I have so far. So remember how I said leading is the first thing that pops up. So not the first thing that pops, but the first thing that appears on your app bar. So I wanted an icon. You could have a text, whatever you wanted. It doesn't really matter. And this is our title basically. Maybe let's center align our title, right? It's left aligned right now. So just go back to your home, text, double click text, press Alt, press Enter, and wrap your widget in a center, just like that. And this should basically allow your app to, there we go. So can you see our calendar app now moves to the center? Cool. That's how I prefer it, I think. So now guys, I want to add those beautiful tabs that I showed you in the demo. So let's work on that. So to do that, your app bar has a parameter. So your app bar has a leading parameter, it has a title parameter, and it also has a bottom parameter. The bottom parameter is basically what goes underneath. So here's my app bar, right? Bottom means what goes underneath my title and my leading. That's what bottom is. So in my case, I want tabs, right? So I'm going to declare what's called a tab bar. Do that. Enter. Cool. Our tab bar takes a parameter called tabs. And I'm also just then going to press enter. Cool. So now, what I can actually do is declare the different tabs that my application is going to have. So to do that, I'm going to say tab, just like that, the tab widget. So this is going to be this is actually going to be my first tab. It takes a child. It takes a child of type. Just use a container, right? Let me see. Okay, your container can take the child as well, I guess, of type text, and let's call the first tab today. So we just have to make sure we have 3 of these, because remember we declared the length as 3 here. So I'm just going to copy this, comma, paste, comma, paste. Today, I'm going to call this tomorrow, and I'm going to call this another day. Yeah, great. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, so far so good. So another thing we just want to do is we basically need to return a tab bar view. So go to your scaffold. My my scaffold here, right? Let's just see up where my app bar ends. Okay, yeah. And inside the body of your scaffold, you want to declare a tab bar view. So this widget is also pretty cool. It allows you to have multiple tabs. So yeah, I personally I use it all the time. So tab bar view takes it takes children. It takes a widget of type children, and now I can basically declare what content goes inside my widgets. So let's just run it and actually see what we have so far. Let's see what we have so far actually. Tab bars. Okay, so my app crashed. I think the reason being is because I haven't declared the content for my tab bar view. Yeah, that should be the reason why. So we'll just do that now. So let's just declare 3 containers. So this is going to be the content for your 8 tab bars. I'm going to say, just for now, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to I'm going to declare child text, and I'm going to call it tab1, comma. I'm just going to copy this again, right? So I need 3 of them because I have 3 tabs. So this will be tab 2, this will be tab 3. Let's refresh and run. And there we go. So we have created our tabbed view. So as I scroll, you can see I've created tabs. I have a today tab, a tomorrow tab, and another date tab. Cool, eh? So guys, I'm just also going to show you how to further style your tabs. I'm going to show you how to further style your tabs. This is a little, I don't like the default tabbing, so you can actually style these and make them more pretty, I guess. So to do that, go to your tab, go to your tabs widget parameter. Yeah, your tabs widget parameter. So by your tabs widget parameter, I'd rather declare the tab bar view. So I can give my tab bar view a couple of parameters just to select it. So the first thing I'm going to change is the color of when a object, or not an object, sorry, a tab is not selected. So that's the unselected tab, sorry, unselected label color. Then we're going to change the indicator size. So we can say tab indicator size dot label. Right? I'm going to change the indicator as well of this tab. I'm going to pass a box decoration because I personally want it to be circular. My tabs. So I'm going to pass a box decoration. Remember how we get that circular type field, right? We always use the border radius. Inside the border radius, we pass a border radius dot circular widget, and we give it a double of the curvature. So this is to change the curvature. I'm also just going to change the color of my I'm also going to just change the colors to white. Right. Cool. So basically we have to do this for each tab. Wait, let me just refresh and see. Let's just refresh and see how it looks. Okay, cool. So this is what we have so far. This isn't, obviously this isn't what we want. So let's just do a couple more changes. Go to your tab, and inside your container, pass a decoration, right? Pass a box decoration. Change the border radius again. So we're just gonna say box whoa, what am I doing? Range pause, border radius, right? Not border radius. Yeah, border radius dot circular. Yeah. Border radius dot circular 50, just like that. What I do, and then just the okay. So I wanna make sure that my text is basically center aligned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce a new widget that's called the align. This is the align widget. Basically, it's very intuitive. It just aligns my widgets, I guess. Just do that. Pass the text. Pass the text. And then we're gonna center alignment dot center, just like that. Right? So I have to do this for all the tabs, but let's just see if we're getting somewhere. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Can you see now how it's circular? So still, it's not how we want it to look like. So let's add some more changes. So guys, by your title firstly. Where's my title? Where's my title? It's here. I'm just gonna add another parameter called background color for my scaffold, and I'm gonna make it white. I'm gonna add another parameter called elevation. I'm gonna make it 0. And what else do I want to do? My tab bar. Tab bar, box decoration. Okay. And also remember, just for making your code neat, always make sure you write your code neat so you can actually read it at some stage, I guess. Indicate actually. Let's make it blue. What else do I need? What else do I need? Okay, let's just add all these changes for all these tabs. So instead of just retyping all that, I'm just gonna copy this again. And I'm gonna overwrite this. Paste that there. Paste that there. Today. Tomorrow. Another day. Refresh. Let's see how it looks. Okay. So we were able to get it circular, but now my title and my icon has disappeared. So that's not good. So let's just try and fix that. How do you guys think we can fix that? Should we maybe change the color of our title, right? So just come here where it says calendar app. Let's change this title to black so it's visible. So use the style and just change the color to black. Oh no, man. Sorry guys. Text style, not text style, then color. Then colors dot black. Just like that. Change the color of your icon as well. So to do that, you just add the color parameter and say the colors dot black. Because remember our background is white. See how it looks. Cool. So we've changed the color. Yeah. Change the color. We've made our tabs circular, and we've added content to the tabs as well. So yeah, guys. I think I'm gonna end this lesson here. For lesson 2, we'll work on adding the content in terms of the actual to-do lists. Yeah. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks.